as everyone who was there says, it was a wonderful day, beautiful, sunny summer's day, very warm. And the massive crowd, of course, was, for a 9-year-old at the time, was just mind-boggling. The wonderful experience of hearing, as everybody who was there says, McCormack singing the Panis Angelicus, which I personally have sung many times myself. That lasted with me, of course, for a long, long time, right through my life of hearing him. And these are memories I have of the Palestrina Choir.
Well, we seem to be one of the central choirs in the opening and closing ceremonies of the Congress, which are really huge events. And there are obviously lots of other performers involved, but we seem to be the sort of central choir. The choir sang very prominently in the 1932 one, and I just think it's really special that we are so. I was worried we wouldn't get that central position again, but we seem to have, and I just think it's part of history, you know, that we're able to make that link with the past, and it's something that's very, hopefully, can really bring a regeneration here, a much needed one, and I'm very happy that we're part of that.
A Eucharistic Congress really is a gathering of people focused around the Eucharist, and it's a whole week of activities. Each day, obviously, there's a celebration of the Eucharist. There are a number of keynote addresses, but then there are also workshops, cultural events, concerts and so on, mainly on the RDS campus, and then the closing event, the Statio Orbis as it's called, in Croke Park.
At the very centre of the Congress is the Eucharist, and the theme for the Congress this year is, for this Congress, is Eucharist, communing with Christ and with one another. So the very focus of the whole event is the Eucharist and Jesus present in the Eucharist.
Though We Are Many, the Congress hymn, was written by Bernard Sexton, and it's been really sung throughout the diocese over the last 2 years, really, so that everybody knows it coming up to the Congress. And it's really about the Eucharist bringing people together and being completely universal and involving. So I think it works very, very well.
The highlight of the Eucharistic Congress would probably be just being part of it. That I can actually look back and say that I did that, because I've been looking back at the 1932 Eucharistic Congress, and I say you'd be very lucky to look back on that and you'd feel great about yourself.
Well, I'm looking forward to being a part of the history, like when it was last in Dublin in 1932. And I'd like to be in the history of, like, so I'd be able to look back and say that I was in it.
The enormity of it, of being a member of the most prestigious choir, Palestrina Choir, that I consider to be on a par with the Viennese Boys Choir. And to have been a member of that, I think it's wonderful.
We were just talking to a man called Louis there who sang in the Palestrina Choir in the Congress in 1932, and I could see how he was so delighted to talk about it again, because it was such a big part of his life, and being in the choir was huge. So I hope that in years to come, when we're looking back on it, that'll be me as well, looking back on the great times I had.